So I want to talk about family, the the ones you have from blood, the ones you create on your own, and the struggles with it. You know, sometimes you get born into a family, and you're just like, I don't get it. You know, sometimes, be it because of the relationship, or it's just like we really don't think the same. Like, it's the learning lesson here. Like, uh the familiar bond between us, because I don't see it, or and sometimes you kind of like, all right, that's what that is. Okay, we have the same blood, but um, we have made some kind of agreement with each other. I don't fucking remember. Um, in some other place, at some other time, and it's like a struggle, um, struggle away when you just look at it, these angles, and you're like, this relationship sometimes has caused um, more pain than anything. And you kind of getting in this place where you're like, all right, um, things I do, I engage in because of, this is who I am. And you struggle sometimes with, okay, that's who I am, but I'm done um, putting it at this family member's mercy, you know. And then you have the family that you create. Again, it's there is a familiar relationship with that, but instead of like with the familiar one, where you're like, okay, there's some kind of relationship here, you're kind of forced to, because it's just like it's because the blood bond, but with the one you create, it is a sense of like, okay, this person is familiar, and then it's kind of curiosity out of it, because you're hoping it's like a positive, familiar relationship, and then that's where it's 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 for it's leading towards it is a help to lead towards glory instead of like damnation. But you don't know, because like I said, the person can be familiar, but you, you really you don't know. You don't know. And the reason why I brought this up is because I had a conversation with somebody earlier. We grew up together, like we're blood, and we had a lot of struggles with each other, you know, but we had a really strong, our bond is strong, you know, on a blood basis, experience basis, um, memory basis, and all that other stuff. And it's crazy because it's things, I've seen this person um, move forward and try to create in his creation of his family, which, when you come from things, certain history in your own familiar upbringing, you're in a way a little bit, you're hoping that the family that you create or you come into, the familiars that, that the situation will be better than what you went through. Why? Because you picked it. I mean, you probably picked your blood one too, but just saying. Just saying. And going through so many problems, and I remember all our lives, like, there was always problems. Always problems with that. And they're so freaking loyal to that. They're loyal to, you know, I call them strangers that come in, not all of them are strangers, but you know what I mean, that come in and out of his life. And, seen a lot of times where it's this, it didn't lead to good things for him. And, calling me today, and, I'm talking to them because the spaces that he's at, I know he's hurt, stuff like that, and I'm just like, you know, there's some people in your family fucking burned for this person. Like this is a pattern with you, and and a lot of times you burn them, and they try to tell you the truth about people that eventually end up fucking burning you, like, and it's so fucking frustrating. And today I'm kind of fed up. You know what I mean? What I gotta do? Yeah, our experience was fucked up. I think in some ways we did pretty good. In some ways you could tell, like, we still have work to do, but at least we could work on it in our individual selves, And I'm kind of opposite to him in a ways where I just I don't I don't I don't have a constant range of people in my life that end up fucking burning me, like the because I don't want it. I don't want that. I already went through this blood familiar shit. Like, yeah, of course I would love to have my own family, but on my what I want, not some shit based on some quote unquote tradition or whatever the fuck, I don't know, or force some shit like that. Hey, if it doesn't work, hey, it didn't work, and I just feel bad because of the bond that he created with this person. You literally giving the shirt off your back, and you're handling your responsibilities with this person, but because of their own blood familiar situation, you know, they have some shit about them too, and that ended up turning around and biting you in your fucking ass. Like, it's so funny how life is just all these sides and shit, that you see, and you're just like, I can't handle it, Or what the fuck, or that guy, what the fuck was that movie Holds? Be like, I can fix that. Like, get the fuck out of here. I mean, no, I can't. I cannot fix it. I cannot fix that, and it's crazy because I know that they wanted an ear to listen to. They also needed help, and I'm just like, are you serious? You know what I mean? Like, are you serious? Did you oh, man. You know, and I just in a ways like, man, it's just crazy. Period. Familiars, you know, the blood ones and the ones you see throughout your life, and what you do with that, where it goes, where it doesn't go, and how you treat people within it. It's just kind of funny because the other day I was thinking about how much I've been a dickhead, you know, in certain situations. Like, it was a few times I was a complete dickhead, and I know for a lot of it, it's because I don't, um, I, I don't really, um, I, I could be all right without having, someone, around me 24/7. I can be fine with that, you know, and part of the reason is because yes, I was, yeah, I had a pretty big family. No, it wasn't really that, distance as far as physical, emotional. Yeah, sometimes, shit like that. Um, and sometimes you felt like you were in this fucking match of some kind where it's like, yeah, this is my family, but I also have to keep in mind this motherfucker will fucking get family too. It's cut. You have those you have people like that in your life. You just like, if you allow them, and I'm just like, man, I'm here, listening to like a He Speaks series with Bester Fruity Fee, and um, having a lot of fun with the mental geometry and everything, and astrology, spirit talks, all these people on YouTube, you know, quite a few, um, especially Dolo the Pilot Man, and I'm seeing more of the patterns and stuff like that in my life, and how to work with what I have to, get out of the fucking spider web of I don't know what the fuck, a whole bunch of fuckery. I just, hey, yeah, it was experience. Now I'm trying to get the fuck out of that shit. And just to get that call today, and I'm listening to him, and I'm just like, it's like, am I really listening to him? And I'm listening to him, and it sounds, it's just, I feel bad for him. I feel bad for him because of the situation that he is in. Like, it's familiar to the other situations he's in, but it's even worse. You know what I mean? And I'm just like, fuck. Like, you know, you're gonna call me and tell me what you have and you haven't done, and how a lot of your life is getting better, and that's falling to shit. And I felt bad. I just felt bad. I felt bad. It's just and I realized that they're calling me because they feel like you talk to me on this stuff, and and ask for financial help. And I'm just like, dude, like, what do what? Man, you can't. You don't have a circle around you. Like people in similar situations where you. He's like, no, no, and he's telling me because of the situation why he can't do certain things to, progress up out of that, to go along with the rest of his life that he's getting together. And I don't know. I don't know. And it's crazy because you're just looking at it and you're like, and you see these different things, and you see in your blood family makeup, and you're just like, I'm so sick of that shit. Just this fucking pattern over and over and over and over and over again. And I was hoping that some of the stuff I listened to and stuff like that he would listen to, and maybe you get to. I mean, if you're gonna call me and you're gonna ask me my opinion and tell me all this stuff and unload your stuff on me, might the stuff that I forwarded to you to get into might it help you to get yourself out of the situation that you're in with a different frame of mind. I mean, did you even bother to hear that, or are you calling me because you want to talk to somebody, you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to, even if you don't have, what's that saying, you're surrounded by a whole bunch of people but you're still alone. That's how they are to me. And it's just like, well, why even bother having the people around? It's just so funny how we're both with stuff like that. It's just crazy. Because I don't like having a whole bunch of people around me. I don't like it. I don't like it. I like my own company. I like my own privacy. All this. I don't like the other extra energy. I don't like it. But it's funny how life is, because a lot of times the stuff that you don't like is you end up with having. Like, it's just crazy. That's something totally different. It's way off from what I'm talking about here. And all I kept thinking about is, when one of the main matriarchs in our life passed away, and how we the circle that we were came together, kind of like it was kind of like a gesture of like, fuck, now we what I mean, this is how you do a huddle before a game. It was kind of like that. It's just weird. So I'm gonna tell you that fucking stroll was a crazy ass game. We won, we won. Now we're on to the next phase of our life, and it's just like we're actually we're at the third or fourth phase after that, but third or fourth game, or I don't know. I want to say tournament. It really is a tournament, and it's crazy. It's just crazy because I love him, but you can love somebody from a distance sometimes. We are at a distance at this point, but a lot of it is because of experience and what you're willing to put up with and what you're not willing to put up with. But just shocked the hell out of me. You called me and like one of those calls you get, and it's like every time a person calls, it's like it's something crazy, and you're trying to, they're wanting to, go over the whole scenario and how they're like nowhere, and it's kind of like, well, let's look at it this way. Let's start from right now and what you want to do next. You know what I mean? Because it's not like the shit you just went through. Like, it's not surprising. It's not. It's not surprising. It's not surprising. Not surprising. But hopefully they're alright. I'm sure the blood family we have that's moved on, they'll look out for him. Um, and whoever else needs them. Whoever else needs them. But as for the history and shit like that, and at least the relationships that was just fucking abusive in all kinds of ways. It's just like, no, thank you. I don't want to have another. Like, I don't. But it's so crazy because we're kind of mirror in a way. With that. And we're both just tired and shit.